This instructional video is designed to show you how to balance a reaction using the algebraic method. In this case we have 2 reactants and 3 products. However, the technique requires the exact same thing. In the first step we write dummy variables A, B, C, D, and E. And then we're going to write out equations for each element using these dummy variables. So we'll need one for iron, we'll need one for oxygen, we'll need one for hydrogen, and we'll need one for sulfur. And so each unique element gets its own reaction, own equation. So however many copies of iron we have, A tells us that, and it has to balance out C, so these two must be equal. For oxygen, it's 3 times A plus 4 times B is going to give us 3 times C and 2 times D. For hydrogen, we have 3 times A, 2 times B, no contribution from C, no contribution from D, and 2 times E. And then for sulfur, whatever we get from B has to equal however many we get from C. So now we've done all of the purely mechanical steps, and the next step is to look at it and think about it and observe. If we pick a value for one of these dummy variables, will it determine the value for everything else? If we choose a value for A, we know what C is. If we know what C is, we know what B is. If we have A and B, we can determine E. If we have A, B, and C, we can determine D. So, A, B, C, D, and E have to be determined. And I'm going to choose to let A be equal to 1. If A is 1, C is 1, B is also 1. And now I can substitute in to determine values for D and E. Let's start with E, just because it's very straightforward. 3 times A plus 2 times B gives me 2E. Well, that's 5 equals 2E. That means that E is 5 halves. We can do the same thing for D, we're just going to have a subtraction here at the end. 3 times A plus 4 times B equals 3 times C plus 2D. 3 plus 4, that's 7, equals 3 plus 2D. 7 minus 3 is 4, equals 2D. And so D equals 2. And so we have values for everything by picking one value for A. Now, because we always want to work with whole number coefficients in our balanced reaction, we do have to simplify this fraction. The quickest way to do that is to take everything here and we're going to multiply by 2. That will eliminate the fraction on E. And so now we have A equals 2, B equals 2, C equals 2, D equals 4, and E equals 5. And so now we have whole numbers for all of our coefficients, and we can go back and plug those in. And it becomes straightforward to verify that this does in fact work. 2 irons, 2 irons. For oxygen we have 3 times 2, that's 6, plus 2 times 4, which is 8. So 6 plus 8 will give us a total of 14. 2 times 3 gives 6. 4 times 2 gives 8. That's also 14, so our oxygen's balanced. Hydrogen, 3 times 2, that's 6. Plus another 4, that's 10. 5 times 2 gives me 10. And for sulfur, we have 2 here and 2 here. So this is how you use the algebraic method to completely balance a chemical reaction.